I would like to ask you a question. What do you think of yourself? Do you think you are quite good or quite bad? What do you think? Those who have committed more sins are the ones who have committed only a few sins. The ones with the most sins are more likely to be redeemed because they know themselves to be sinners. Have you truly been born again of water and the Spirit? Paul C. Jong. Chapter 2. Human beings are born sinners. Mark chapter 7 verses 20 through 23. And he said, "What comes out of a man, that defiles a man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a man." People are confused and live under their own illusions. Who is most likely to be saved? He who thinks himself the world's worst sinner. Before I continue, I would like to ask you a question. What do you think of yourself? Do you think you are quite good or quite bad? What do you think? All people live under their own illusions. You are probably not so bad as you think, nor quite as good as you think. Who then do you think will lead a better life of faith? Will it be those who think of themselves as good or those who think of themselves as bad? It is the latter. Therefore, who is more likely to be redeemed? Those who have committed more sins or the ones who have committed only a few sins? The ones with the most sins are more likely to be redeemed because they know themselves to be sinners. They can better accept the redemption prepared for them by Jesus. When we really look at ourselves, we can see that we are but masses of sin. What are human beings? Humankind is a brood of evildoers. In Isaiah chapter 59, it says that there are all kinds of iniquities in the hearts of people. Therefore, humankind is a mass of sin. However, if we define humankind as a mass of sin, many will disagree. Defining man as a brood of evildoers is the correct definition. If we take an honest look at ourselves, we will come to the conclusion that we are evil. Those who are honest with themselves must arrive at this very same conclusion. There do not seem to be many who would admit that they are indeed a mass of sin. Many live comfortably because they do not consider themselves sinners. Because we are evildoers, we have created a sinful civilization. If there were many people aware of their sinfulness, they would be too ashamed to sin. However, because there are many who are unaware of their sinfulness, they do not feel ashamed of their sin. However, their consciences know. Everyone has a conscience that tells him, it is shameful. Adam and Eve hid themselves among the trees after they had sinned. Today, many sinners hide themselves behind our vile culture, our culture of sin. They hide themselves among their fellow sinners to avoid the judgment of God. People are deceived by their own illusions. They think themselves to be holier than others. They cry out in outrage, "How can a person do such things? How can a believer do that? How can a child do that to his own parents?" They themselves think they would not do such things. Dear friends, it is so hard to know human nature. If we really want to be redeemed, we must first know ourselves as we truly are. It is a time-consuming process, and there are so many of us who will never find this out until the day we die. Know yourself. How do those who don't know themselves live? They live trying to hide themselves. Sometimes we come to encounter such people who really don't know themselves. Socrates said, "Know yourself." However, most of us do not know what is in our hearts. Murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, etc. He has the venom of a serpent in his heart but speaks of goodness. It is because he doesn't know that he was born a sinner. There are so many in this world who do not know how to look at themselves. They have been deceived by themselves and they live out their lives wrapped in their own deceptions. They throw themselves into hell. They are going to hell because of their own deceptions. Want to learn more? Visit our website now to download your free audiobook and ebook. The truth of being born again of water and the Spirit is waiting for you.